The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Time again to find out what's happening in terms of local business expansion, growth, moving into the city, and other economic development news here in Fall River. I'm joined by Kevin Lawrence. He's the editor, publisher, and owner of Fall River Development News, which you can find on Facebook. Kevin, how are you this week?
Good day, Keith. Happy to be here once again.
All right, few things on the agenda this week. Let's start. You posted a story about a lot's been made in terms of the launch of South Coast Rail. It's been a couple of months. There's been some issues with some noise in the north end and also some delays in terms of weekend runs, primarily out of Boston, heading back to this area. But you found something that is an issue as well in terms of the station itself, in terms of upkeep over the past couple of months.
Yeah, it appears there's been a lack of maintenance at both of Fall River's MBTA facilities. Of course, we have the train depot on Duval Street, and then we have an MBTA layover facility on North Main Street. If you've driven by either one, you may have noticed the grass is a foot tall. There's been absolutely no maintenance, general maintenance. According to our photos, which were taken just days ago, your viewers will see those photos where the grass is overgrown, weeds have overtaken the landscaping, trash can be seen inside the traffic islands at the train depot on Duval Street, and they also have a single porta potty toilet at that Duval Street train depot. They don't have actual built-in toilet facilities there, so they have a porta potty. We opened the door and it was absolutely filthy and needed to be emptied. The layover facility on North Main Street, the grass is also overgrown. Weeds have overtaken the area. It's just a lack of maintenance. It's kind of disappointing since it's only been running since March and they're not maintaining it. So hopefully the MBTA's general manager is set to be here in Fall River. He's having a meeting to hear residents' complaints. That meeting has now been moved to Thursday, June 5th. At the Morton's Middle School on North Main Street, 1135 North Main Street. That's going to be coming up on June 5th. And I'm sure they'll be getting an earful from residents regarding the lack of maintenance conditions, the noise of the layover facility, and the train delays.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out coming up now in a couple of weeks. As you mentioned, we mentioned earlier in the show here that meeting has been postponed as yet to June 5th. All right, up next, there's going to be another marijuana dispensary coming in Fall River very soon.
Yeah, this one's called the Agriculturalist. It's right off of 195 at 1 Lewiston Street in the historic Chase Mill Complex, which was constructed in 1872. The mill is also the home to U-Haul Moving and Storage and Sherrill Wagner International, LLC. They just put up a giant sign on Rodman Street. The Agriculturalist is set to open sometime in June. That's according to their Instagram page. And they say they're more than just cannabis, a shared commitment to quality education and a culture where everyone belongs at this new dispensary coming to Lewiston Street in Fall River in June, which is adjacent to a residential neighborhood. It's also adjacent to the Department of Community Maintenance building. So this is supposed to open, and this will be the 10th dispensary in the city of Fall River, believe it or not.
Yeah, crazy. We talked about how when all this started, there was excitement about it. There was the Northeast one there near Tiverton, and then now it's pretty well spread out in many areas of the city. All right, finally, there's another restaurant coming to Fall River. This one's coming to Pleasant Street at a location that for many years used to house Chinese cuisine. Now it's going to be something different.
Yeah, this is called the Thsi Restaurant. Hopefully we're pronouncing it right. At 1236 Pleasant Street. The new restaurant will serve American and Dominican dishes, so not an Asian restaurant. The spot was formerly occupied, you may remember, by the Mark U restaurant, which was in business for 7 decades here in the city of Fall River. Then Kwang's Kitchen took that spot over, and they ceased operating in 2018. So this spot has been vacant for roughly 6-7 years now, and it's nice to see some activity on Pleasant Street. We wish them well. A new American and Dominican restaurant, the Thsi Restaurant, coming soon to that spot. No word as to when they're officially going to open. They need to do some remodeling inside. I peered in the window and I see some activity underway already. So hopefully by the end of the summer, they'll be up and running.
All right. Check out Kevin's fine work on Fall River Development News on Facebook. Follow him, like him, share his material because he's got some good stuff about what's happening in terms of economic development and business activity in Fall River. All right, Kevin, we'll talk again next week. Take care.
Thank you, Keith.